Hi, I'm Antonio Garcia. I'm a rep for House Emilio Cigars. I'm here with Stephane Barjolin, Bodega Cigars, and we're just kind of having a talk and having a smoke and enjoying this nice day.
So I'm Stephane Barjolin. I'm Chief Relationship Officer and the Fund Master of Bodega Premium Blends. The company started over 2 years ago, a little bit over 2.5 years ago, with me and 3 childhood friends in, of all places, Ottawa, Canada, sitting around smoking cigars, and started getting really intrigued about what the cigar actually can do to a group of guys and girls and so on. And that's the interaction and bringing people together, very much like a community. So we just started thinking, it would be kind of a neat idea, or interesting idea to get into the business, intriguing, to come up with a concept that really is the core value of what we believed in, what the cigar can bring to, how it brings people together. And so we started the process of working on a concept, which eventually is the company core values, and that's community, togetherness, connectiveness, and bringing these people together. So we were fortunate enough to have reached out to some people in the industry, some very big players, and sure enough, just like our concept or our core values, is that they were very receptive in helping and wanting to help us achieve our goals. So we asked the right questions. Essentially, is how do we get into this industry? What are the right ways to do it? What are the wrong ways to do it? And so essentially, that's how the Reunion brand came to be.
So tell me a little bit about the tobacco blending process and how you worked with the blenders down in Nicaragua.
So that's a good question. Because we weren't from the industry, there was a huge learning curve, and every mentor that we spoke to said, at the end of the day, the most important thing is the tobacco and the actual end product. So we reached out to, like I said, some major guys, and they said, you got to get down there, you got to learn about tobacco, and you got to work closely with with the blender in the factory. So we went down there, and it was at first very overwhelming because there was so much to learn about tobacco, the process about blending certain tobaccos which may not work with the wrapper that you may necessarily want. And so that process took over a year, going down, just getting little bunches of tobacco, lighting them up, and really trying to train your palate to get that nuance that you're really looking for. And with our concept with the aperitivo and the digestivo, which was unique in that we were playing on the Spanish word with aperitivo, pre-dinner. So we wanted something, not overpowering, kind of in the mild to medium body that you can take before dinner, maybe with a glass of, a lighter bourbon or whatnot. And then at the same time come out with a complementary cigar with a digestivo, which in Spanish means after dinner. So a little bit stronger, a little bit bolder. So, we had a lot of wrappers to try, which we ended up choosing the Habano Claro. And then with the digestivo, we went with the San Andres wrapper, which complemented the binder and filler that we used, both from Nicaragua. The aperitivo has the Jalapa and Condega with a proprietary binder, and that was unique in itself because we did work very closely smoking tons of different types of tobacco to really get that binder correct. So, and that's why it's actually proprietary to us. So that's how we got to the 2 cigars.
And then, let's talk a little bit about, not just launching the cigar, but also the sizes that you guys chose. There's not a 6x60, for example, in the portfolio right now. Just talk a little bit about, why the sizes are so important to how this blend was created.
Well, because of the process, we learned that within our blend, you would lose the nuances and the complexities, or how we like to call the refined tastes of both cigars. And anything, we decided early on, even with the help of our blenders, that anything over a 54 gauge, you would really lose that I guess elegance is what we like to call it, and you know, a lot of people are actually calling it very refined. You would just lose it. It would be too much tobacco. It would play off that, you know, it's not what we wanted. We knew what we wanted. We wanted something a little more elegant, a little bit more refined. And to go over a 54, it would just, you just lose the nuances of the actual tobaccos that we chose.
So, I mean, one of the things as you guys are moving forward, what other sizes are you thinking about extending? Obviously, Lanceros are gaining in popularity. You don't have a Torpedo right now. Are those two things that you may be considering in this line?
We are actually, you know, it's a point to say that we're all European, all the owners. So we do, you know, we have family in Europe, and of course in Europe the smaller ring gauges are huge in popularity, and for us it blends well with our concept. So we are looking at a Lancero. We're also looking at a petite Corona, which is a 4x44. We're kind of working on that, on the sizes right now, and so far our reception of it is it's worked really well. So we hope to come up with a Lancero and a 4x44, but only time will tell, you know.
Right, as Gary says, tobacco drives the process.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so what's really moving right now? You guys are a new company. What's really hitting with guys?
So oddly enough, I mean, everyone's told us that you know, the market, people you know, a lot of them want the bigger sizes. But for us, the Corona Gordo has been really successful. Simply because, you know, the smaller gauges you get to really taste that complexity in both the blends. The double Robusto is doing very well, and the Toro, of course, I think. To get it into the guys' hands, I think that's just a natural for guys, even though they don't really know the company that well. You know, they tend to always reach the large, you know, the 6x52, the Toro size. But for us, most of the reviews that have been extremely positive have been on the Corona Gordo. So I think it highlights the work that we put into the blend, as well as the nuances of the flavors and the transitions.
Is there a new blend that may be coming out that we should be excited about that's a little bit of a change up from the Aperitivo and Digestivo line?
Right. So we went last year to the IPCPR, but only as for the announcement that we were actually being picked up by House of Emilio. So really, this year is really our first year. So a lot of the retailers out there don't really know us. We do like to plan. Our company, we love to plan ahead. We like to do things right. And we've already planned other line extensions. But at this point, we're focusing on Reunion because it really is a new brand. It was launched. The cigar itself was launched in January 2014. Landed here in the U.S. and we started distributing then. So we do have plans to you know, to kind of do some line extensions, but at this point we're going to be focusing on the Reunion. Having said that, we're now in the process of doing what we did with the Reunion, and you know, back to Esteli and working on some different blends. But at this point, the focus is on Reunion.
Is there anything experimental that you'd really like to get into, a particular seed varietal or wrapper that you'd like to play around with?
We are playing around with a Connecticut. Something different though. We're playing around with shapes and sizes a lot, just to see. You know, we always take the Reunion brand because we think we hit a home run with it, and we like the complexity. So we're playing around with the shapes, the sizes, trying some different wrappers on it. But at this point, it's really experimental. But we do, with the actual concept itself and the core values of the company, with the connectiveness with other people and what that does, we're going to be launching, or the launch pad from the Reunion was going to be something that's going to continue with the actual concept of Reunion.
How are guys being exposed to the cigar? Is it through print, social media, and Twitter, Facebook? What's worked out best for you guys?
Initially, definitely social media. Twitter was a big part of our learning process in the industry, getting the name out there, trying to really build our brand equity. We are working with House of Emilio as well in terms of perhaps doing some advertising. But really, it's word of mouth. We spent a lot of time talking to bloggers that we respect, that we respect their, that they're going to give us, they're going to be straight shooters, essentially. And it's been word of mouth and really the great work of House of Emilio.
I mean, how do you react to when someone says, well, what's the rating of the cigar? When you're trying to give it to them, a brand new cigar they've never heard of, and they always want to know the rating, how do you respond to that?
Very simple. I give them a cigar and I say, the most important rating is what you think about it. So why don't you rate the cigar and let me know? I mean, because ultimately, if you like it, you're gonna like it, and eventually take it on and buy hopefully some boxes.
So will we be seeing you guys kind of touring around the country a little bit and actually hitting more stores now?
Definitely. So our strategy, we came out in January. And the focus now is essentially getting cigars in as many cigar smokers as possible. As a matter of fact, we're here in beautiful Indianapolis, and Cigar G is in New Jersey, New York area right now. So we're really putting a big push on getting to stores, talking to retailers, and ultimately really talking to consumers, explaining what the brand is all about, what we're really all about, and hopefully we'll be in your city, in another city soon.
And you can tell them a little bit of what we're doing right now on the Bodega Roadshow.
Yeah, so I'm here with Antonio, and we're hitting up pretty much all the shops down in Indianapolis. We're going to be at the border of Kentucky. We had a great event yesterday at Mr. B's, and which we essentially rocked it, which was really good. Had some amazing feedback on the cigar. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it. We moved some products, so that's the most important thing. For me, that's the biggest compliment, is that, you give them a cigar, they try it, and they buy it. So we're going to be hitting a couple more stores, and hopefully we'll be back soon. So.